welcome. This is American Liberty Radio Network, American Liberty Radio Weebly.com. Letter in by Silent Partner. Yeah, you can find that on YouTube if you go into the create mode, in your video manager. There's a lot of music there on YouTube that they will allow. I have no idea. I guess that's just what they will allow. They don't allow copyrighted music. They don't allow, anything that has anything to do with your, with what you want to do. But they do have music there in the create side of things when you create your video that they allow certain music, But there's a lot of it there too, so go check it out. Go check out Silent Partner. Look for them. I've got a lot of their music here, but lots of things going on. I was going to do a live Facebook broadcast as well along with this, but guess what? Wi-Fi. Enough said. I need to upgrade around here, folks, so if you can drop $1 in the kitty to help me upgrade and get better connections in the studio. I'm operating on Wi-Fi. I'm not directly connected to a router, so the Wi-Fi truly sucks. Okay, I'm just letting you know straight up, telling you the truth. So yeah, so we're planning on some upgrades around here. We're doing a lot. As if I have a mouse in my pocket. Oh, please. So anyway, seriously, what's going on? Okay, what is happening in our world today? I mean, seriously, what the hell is going on? I myself personally can see for myself how things have changed over the last 20 or 30 years. And you can probably talk to your great-grandparents if they're still alive, or your grandparents, and they'll tell you the same thing. Within the first maybe 30 or 40 years of their life, they saw things changing, and they saw certain things happening, and they're wondering, geez, what's going on? They didn't have people like us around, or at least that I know of, that would tell them what's going on. They may have had people around, but they just, they'd poo-poo the idea that anything was wrong. And when you see things for what they are, when you walk out your door, when it's right there, when it's, it's staring you in the face, folks. I mean, there's no other way of looking at it. It's staring you in the face, and you're sitting there going, oh, it's a bunch of bullcrap. Oh, look, the conspiracy theorists are having a heyday. And folks, it's in front of your face. Wake the hell up. This is what's going on. Steve Watson at Infowars.com, 10th of July, 2017. Quote, unquote, aren't you embarrassed yet? Conway takes on CNN's fake news in a marathon interview. Quote, it's about people stating things that they want America to think are facts, unquote. White House Counselor Kellyanne Conway spent almost close to 35 minutes on air arguing with CNN host Chris Cuomo. Try to say that 5 times fast. Monday, intensifying the ongoing battle between the network and President Trump. In an exchange that epitomized car crash TV, Conway asked Cuomo if he was, quote-unquote, embarrassed that his network spends more time talking about Russia than it does about America. Conway specifically took issue with the fact that CNN spent days telling viewers that the president would avoid confronting Vladimir Putin at the G20 meeting about election interference. Quote, CNN spent a full week plus doing nothing but having these headlines saying President Trump is not expected to bring up Russia interference with President Putin, unquote, Conway said. Conway also said, quote, he made it top of the agenda. It was first on the list. He pressed him early and often. And Cuomo argued back, did he press him or ask him whether he did it? Conway said, but that's not good enough, Conway replied. Did CNN say he wasn't going to mention it at all, or did they? Or, oh, they did. We have these great montage. People say stuff that isn't true. The host then suggested there was no evidence that the exchange really happened. In other words, it's all over the news. Well, it's all over the actual credible alternative and independent news organizations out there that has shown that, yes, Trump did bring it up and talked about it a little bit and, made his peace with it and made his peace with him. Went from there. And I'm just going to say this. I'm not even going to go on to CNN. CNN is a piece of crap news organization. They absolutely have no credibility whatsoever anymore. They used to, and I have no idea what went wrong. I think when Ted Turner sold it, I guess, that's probably what went wrong. The people at CNN are just totally worthless anymore. I mean, the ratings have dropped to almost nil. I mean, there's nothing there, folks. There's nothing there, and here's why. I'm going to segue into this. John Bowen over at Infowars.com. It's a video, so I'm going to put that on American Liberty Radio podcast. Fake media panics as evidence of Democrat election fraud mounts while the MSM accused Trump of colluding with Russia. It may be Clinton that interfered with the elections. There you go. I'm done with the whole mainstream stuff. I'm done with it. Okay, sure, I'm going to talk about it because I want you to see what the enemy is doing. The enemy of intellectualism and news gathering. Because, and somebody would argue, I'm sure. Somebody's going to argue anyway. It doesn't really matter. Somebody's going to argue that, well, how do you know it's the truth? How do you know it's the facts? Your network, touts, the truth and facts with no BS. How do you know it's not BS? Well, it's real simple. You keep digging. You keep examining, you keep researching, you just don't take one headline and go, oh, that's it, yeah, I got to talk about that now, yeah, there it is. No. You just keep on digging, you keep on pushing, you keep on trying to find, if something in your gut tells you that something's wrong, that's your intuition kicking in, folks. If that tells you that something's wrong, yeah, naturally something's wrong. If something doesn't make sense, you just got to keep, looking into it and keep, working at it and keep trying to find the answers. And if something doesn't smell right, it's time to fire the cook. And I'm serious. And let me just, this whole CNN business. RT is reporting Russians dismiss claims of Trump's incompetence as delusional trash. Trump, quote-unquote, knowledgeable and, quote-unquote, skillful negotiator, says Putin's spokesman after win-win G20 talks. Well, dumb asses out there think Trump's not a good president. Folks, number one, he graduated university, went into business with his father. He's a damn good negotiator. He's got businesses all over the place. Some are failing, some are not. That's the way life works sometimes in business. And you got to deal with it. You go with the flow. He's going with the flow. He knows how to negotiate. Shut the hell up. Vladimir Putin press secretary has dismissed claims that Donald Trump's incompetence was delusional trash and says the Russian president had a pleasant meeting with his counterpart at the G20 summit in Hamburg. I mean, there you go. I'm not, I'm going to put the rest of that up on American Liberty Radio podcast for you. American Liberty Radio podcasts on Facebook. Why do you use Facebook? Because I use the enemy's tools against them. Now, the question is here, I'm going to ask you personally a question. I'm going to ask you this. Now, when I go onto my Facebook and I'm watching, I'm looking at all the entries and all the posts and all this stuff, I find that it says suggestion or, you can boost your post with whatever, and it shows my stuff. But my question is this. Are you seeing my stuff from either the Truth Experience on Facebook or American Liberty Radio Podcast on Facebook or American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook? Are you seeing any posts that I make to those in your main feed? Because if not, then Facebook is censoring independent news. And I want to know. I'm reading a headline here, folks. Let me go over and give you this. Excuse me, as soon as I can get the phlegmy stuff out of my throat. Somebody messaged me. I had to answer that. The left has a completely insane way of doing things. When I say insane, I'm talking beyond reason. Go look, dictionary.com, punch in insane, and you'll find what it means. Completely just insane. They have this idea that what they do is right. And they will stop at nothing to make sure that everyone else caters to that rightness of their insanity. Okay, that's the left. And I'm talking the progressive Republican, fascist, and Democratic Socialist and the Progressive Party. These people are just completely far left, insane loonies, okay? That's just the way it is. And here's why. Michael Snyder over at endoftheamericandream.com reports on this. A 21-year-old man has a baby and what did you hear? A 21-year-old man has a baby, and doctors say, quote, womb transplants for men, unquote, will soon be possible. Moral laws are just as real as scientific laws, and when we willingly ignore them, we do so at our own peril. I am not going to read any of that. I'm just going to put it up, and you draw your own conclusion on it, folks, because this is what they want. This is what they want. This is on American Liberty Radio Podcast on Facebook. They want to destroy every bit of morality in America to indoctrinate more than what they already have the philosophies of what they would consider a New World Order philosophy. They want to destroy all morals, all ethics, everything. They just want to bring in this total filth of government, of a backwards society. Not even backwards. It's just completely corrupt. Oh, and on top of all that, they want to play God. Okay. That's what they want. Because here is, I'm going to say this. I'm going to put this out here because it is important to understand Infowars.com, 9th of July, yesterday, 2017. Anti-fascist, anti-Trump protesters applaud speech comprised entirely of Hitler quotes. Yes, really. There's a video there. It's a couple of videos. So I'm going to put this on American Liberty Radio podcast. I said it slowly because sometimes I say it too fast, and I even, don't understand it, and I'm the one saying it. American Liberty Radio podcasts, right there on Facebook. I'm done. I am done with anyone who says that they are a Hillary supporter or whatever her philosophies are, Bernie Sanders, socialism, Marxism, I'm done with those Saul Alinsky-ites. I'm done with those Orwellian minds double speak pieces of crap filth people. I'm done with them. I don't care who wants to argue with me. I never have and I never will. I don't care who wants to consider me, a conspiracy theorist or make assertions that I am or whatever, or accuse me of something. I don't care because, number one, I know who I am. I know what I am. I know what I see. I know how I see it, and I know how I gather the information together to disseminate it to you. And I'm going to point my fingers right at those, fascist bullies, those democratic socialist pieces of filth. And I'm going to point my finger at you right now and say this. You people have this ungodly sense of self-importance because you've put yourself above, humanity. And you have put yourself in this just incredible, arrogant position of believing that you are God-like. Let me remind you of something, you pieces of filth. Remember the Roman Empire and the Egyptian Empire? Remember why they fell? Is because of people just like you. Not because of what you did to destroy the freedom and liberty of those people in those areas, and even now in 2017, but it's because the people rose up and got tired of your bull crap and took you out. That's why they fell. That's why Venezuela is in the shape it is in now. That's why Iran is in the shape it's in now. That's why Saudi Arabia is in the shape it's in now. There's only going to be peace from your point of view when everybody like myself is completely wiped off the face of the map and you guys reign in your terror, in your bulliness, and bully other people in your godlike status. And no one is ever from your perspective, is ever going to be free ever again. Here, let me give you a movie reference. Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah. Here, let me play this.
And the Jedi rebellion has been foiled.
What's happened?
The Chancellor's been elaborating on a plot by the Jedi to overthrow the Senate.
And the remaining Jedi will be hunted down and defeated. The attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed. But I assure you, my resolve has never been stronger.
The minions of the dark side.
In order to ensure the security and continuing stability, the Republic will be reorganized into the First Galactic Empire for a safe and secure society.
There you go. That's what you people want. And guess what? You're probably applauding right now. I'm talking to those folks who want a safe and secure society. Now, you want Marxism, you want communism, you want everyone to work for you because you want to enslave the masses. And if they don't cater to you, you will wipe them out. Your own papers are telling the rest of us who know what goes on in your circles that you want to wipe out 90% of the world's population. So I suggest you do one thing. Get ready for an onslaught of patriotism. Get ready for a rise in freedom and liberty. Get ready for the power of the people to come against you, and we will defeat you in time. And if you don't think, well, I know you don't think, so I will say this. We already know your game plan. We know every single move that you're going to make, and there is not one damn thing you can do to stop us from having peace, freedom, liberty, and security in America the way our founding fathers wanted it to be. Everyone free to do what they want, to follow their conscience, to do what they need to do to secure their peace, freedom, liberty, and security within themselves, within their state, within their county, within their lives. We will defeat you. And you will know it. Now, one philosopher once said, or actually several people in my life have said, that when there is violence brought against you, then you must react, and it will be violent. And I'll tell you what, man, I don't look forward to it. I am not looking forward to it. And I really, really hope that within the next several months, and, within the term of President Trump, all of the New World Order pieces of crap filth that are out there are destroyed once and for all, intellectually, figuratively, and literally speaking. Now, I know that's not going to happen in that short a time, because I know it's going to take years, and they're going to keep pushing, ordinances in your local areas and policies in your local governments, and they're going to push for this and that, and the UN is going to get involved, and they're just going to, yeah. Folks, I'm done with those types of people. I'm done with anyone who sides with anything that is against peace, freedom, liberty, and security for the nation of the United States of America. I'm done. Even if you're sitting next to me and you want communism, I'm walking out on you. Because it's only safer that way, because, well, you argue with me, and yeah, you're not going to have a good day. Facts are the facts, folks. When you look at history, when you examine the very nature of what America is and what it stands for, and this is all prior to 1871, you will see that there is not one moment in the lives of people in the United States of America after the after the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution in 1791, there's not one person that could not do something for themselves to help out their own people, their own, way of life. They were living, they were doing, they were working, and it was fine. Everybody had stuff and markets were working and, all this. And that's all prior to 1871. Now, why did we have a civil war? It wasn't so much about slavery or anything like that. It was about secession because the South wanted to get away from, President Abraham Lincoln. So they created their own country. Yes, there was another country on this continent, on the North American continent. Country in air quotes. And that was the Southern Confederacy with President Jefferson Davis. He tried to form this whole new, brand new country in the Southeast, and it never happened. They were disorganized, they were stupid, they didn't have ways of combating the onslaught of the organized army of Abraham Lincoln. And don't give me this crap, it was about slavery. No, it wasn't about secession. It was about going against what was there. Now, some theologists, some historical theorists have said that when you look at the South and all of that was going on at the time, they were the ones that were truly following the tenets of the Constitution of the United States of America. Now, I don't know. I'm not in the South. I have no idea. My family's from the North. So, I have no idea. But it's a good theory. And when Robert E. Lee surrendered to Ulysses S. Grant, I think they kind of worked stuff out. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Actually, there were people who wanted Robert E. Lee to be president instead of Ulysses S. Grant at that time. Yeah, there was talk about that too. My whole point is this. We have an America built by people, not by government. We have freedoms given to us. We are walking freedoms, and it's protected by the Bill of Rights of the United States of America in the first 10 amendments of the Constitution of the United States. But we have a government now in 2017 that wants to wipe all that out. We have not only the Washington, D.C. currently in its current form with President Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence, but we have a shadow government which is probably being operated, it is being operated by former President Barack Obama. They got him in the lead there. If you don't believe me, go check it out. I saw this and I connected the dots, and it's all right there. There's no leeway in there. You know what I mean? It's all right there. It's facts. It's right there in your face. There you are. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, it's right there. It's right there. So anyway, we'll go to break. I'll be back in 2 minutes, 13 seconds. Don't go away. This is American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com.
Late Night in the Midlands is an alternative media that covers the truth, theory, and facts that the lamestream media won't talk about. We cover everything from the known and the unknown, the normal and the paranormal, the government lies and the government ties, and even their thrive. We tell what's coming, what's going, whether it be politics or archaeologists. We have an amazing fan base, and our shows are all archived to be heard millions of times more. So tell your friends, your family, and anybody you care about LateNightInTheMidlands.com. Become a member and be informed.
up, terrestrial radio. The future is here. Destroying the liberal media, one truth bomb at a time. Independent media is shattering the liberal national security media into a million pieces. Their views of the world are based on the script the government gives them. Independent media seeks out and finds the truth and reports on what is truly going on behind the scenes. Support the truth and facts. Support independent media. Sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Okay, let's try that one more time. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. I'm telling you, man. It's one of those days, you know what I mean? AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. American Liberty Radio Network right here at New West Productions. And I got to tell you, go check out someone in the independent media, and that is Mr. John Christopher J-Man Collins. The J-Man. Yeah. Go check out thetruthwar.net. Go check him out. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Amazing stuff he has. Go check him out. John Christopher J-Man Collins at thetruthwar.net. Go check him out. Also, there's Brian Lang over at livetruthradio.com. Live Truth Radio and Television with your host, Brian Lang. LiveTruthRadio.com. Check him out as well. Awesome. Just some awesome people out there. Hey, if you're an independent artist, independent author, filmmaker, musician, independent, away from the mainstream bullcrap, independent, go check out a friend of mine, Mr. Tom Slick, over at Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Tom Slick hosts a show called The Morning Brew, which plays all the independent hits from around the world, and he's got a lot of them that he plays over there, so go check him out, Mr. Tom Slick at The Morning Brew at Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. You can go to their website at 926theblitz.rocks, that's R-O-C-K-S, 926theblitz.rocks. Go tell him I sent you. So anyway, folks, let's get back to the news, shall we? Comey bombshell: FBI directors leaked Trump memos contained classified information, as if we didn't know that already. Zero Hedge, 10th of July 2017. James Comey is about to be investigated for the exact same thing which he absolved Hillary Clinton of doing last summer. Isn't that interesting? Man. Amid the constant media outrage over everything Trump, some might have forgotten that in the political roller coaster over the past 12 months, there were numerous other high-profile individuals involved, including not only former DOJ head Loretta Lynch, whose every interaction with the Clinton campaign is about to be probed under a congressional microscope, but the man some say started it all, former FBI Director James Comey. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to put that up on the American Liberty Radio podcast page. And guys, take a look at that. If you would, please. Thank you. Like and share the page, American Liberty Radio Podcast, and also American Liberty Radio Network is also still there. I guess I did not delete the page like I said I did. So anyway, The way that we see things, folks, I mean, we see things differently. We have a whole different perspective about certain things. Do we not? Do we not? I mean, we have a varying plethora of perceptions, or I should say perspectives, and our perception is skewed by our inability to be able to interpret what it is we see. American Liberty Radio Network is helping you try to see those things in a much clearer fashion. That's where you come in American Liberty Radio Network. You can help us out. Us. That would mean you and I. You can help out spread the word of the truth and the facts without all the BS. You can. You can do that. There's 2 ways of doing it. Actually, 3 ways. Let me tell you what those are. First, go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Go to the sponsors page, and you can advertise. It's all right there. All the information you need is right there. Those rates, those advertising rates are going up, but not much, because I'm not out to break your advertising budget. So at the specifically at the 1st of August, I'm going to start looking at how, what I can do in that regard. And then by September 1st, the rates are going up, but not much, because I'm not out to break your advertising budget. So AmericanLibertyRadio.com, go to the sponsors page. The information is there. Over on the left-hand side right there, you see Become a Patron. If you don't want to advertise, you can just, drop whatever you can into the kitty and help us keep the lights on around here. Become a patron. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Go to the sponsors page. All that information is sitting right there. That's it. That's right there. It is right there. All you need to know. So that's 2 ways of helping out. The other way is share this show. Share the Facebook page. Share this show. Tell people about the show. There you go. That's 3 ways. You can advertise, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Go to the sponsors page. You can become a patron right there on that page as well, or you can share the show. Either way, it's completely up to you. But we'd like to keep the lights on around here, and you can help me stay caffeinated with all kinds of coffee, all right? Not that Starbucks crap, but every so often I do Starbucks. Not all the time, because that stuff is just... There's a place here, and I'll give you a free promo here, Billings. There's a place here called City Brew Coffee. Wow. It's a whole lot better than Starbucks. I'm telling you. City Brew Coffee. Go check it out. And you people over in the central areas and all up in there, and go check out Tim Hortons. I've had Tim Hortons. It rocks, man. I'm telling you. So between City Brew and Tim Hortons, we need to get rid of Starbucks. I'm just saying. So anyway, hey, people of Billings, Montana, bring Tim Hortons to Billings. Come on, man. Come on. But yeah, City Brew Coffee here in Billings, Montana rocks, man. It is really, really cool. It's a whole lot better than Starbucks. It's better atmosphere. It's just, oh yeah. It's not... I used to drink Starbucks a lot, but then, it doesn't do anything for me anymore. You know what I mean? It just goes right through me like water. You know what I'm saying? So I know caffeine's a diuretic. I get that. Okay. I'm just saying. Oh, folks. Hell, I may go into overdrive. I don't know yet, man, because I'm having so much fun. Here's something that I saw yesterday, and I didn't quite get to it, and I don't usually do a Sunday podcast, but it's there. The ALRN podcasts, Sunday edition, so it's there on the website, or actually on the Spreaker site at American Liberty Radio. Europe's mass migration, the leaders versus the public. It is probably too much to hope for that the Western European political class might actually listen to his advice. Douglas Murray over at Gatestone Institution writes this. Is Bill Gates a Nazi, racist, Islamophobe, or fascist? As P.G. Wodehouse's most famous butler would have said, quote, the eventuality would appear to be a remote one, unquote. So far, nobody in any position of influence has made such claims about the world's largest philanthropist. Possibly, just possibly, something is changing in Europe. In an interview published the 2nd of July in the German paper Welt am Sonntag, I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry, I don't speak German. The co-founder of Microsoft addressed the ongoing European migration crisis. What he said is surprising. Quote, on the one hand, you want to demonstrate generosity and take in refugees. On the more generous, but the more generous you are, the more word gets around about this, which in turn motivates more people to leave Africa. Germany cannot possibly take in the huge number of people who are wanting to make their way to Europe, unquote. These words would be uncontroversial to the average citizen of Europe. The annual survey of EU citizens recently carried out by Project 28 found that unanimity, I don't know, on the issue of migration almost unequaled across the entire continent. The survey found, for instance, that 76% of the public across the EU believe that the EU's handling of the migration crisis of recent years has been poor. There is not one country in the EU in which the majority of the public differs from this consensus. In countries such as Italy and Greece, which have been on the front line of the crisis in recent years, that figure rockets up. In these countries, 9 out of 10 citizens think that the EU has handled the migration crisis poorly. I'm putting the rest of this on American Liberty Radio podcast. Now, is Bill Gates right? Well, damn it. Sinuses, hate him. Is he right? Well, he's a freaking globalist. He's a eugenicist. His father was a eugenicist, too. Actually, his father spent 2 years head of Planned Parenthood. So, yeah. So, is he right? Well, of course he's right. Europe can't handle it. About over 3/4 of the population of all of Europe think the EU is, sucking in its migration, handling of the migration crisis. So you tell me whether or not he's right. Paul Joseph Watson, Infowars.com, 10th of July, 2017. CNN silent on claims it hired Al-Qaeda correspondent. Left-wing website exposes news network for paying correspondent to pal around with terrorists. CNN is refusing to respond to claims that it hired a correspondent who worked and sympathized with Al-Qaeda jihadists in Syria. Left-wing website Alternet documents how, quote, star CNN correspondent Clarissa Ward worked with Al-Qaeda media man Bilal Abdul Karim to gain access to her quote-unquote heroes on the ground. While doing coverage for CNN's Undercover in Syria show, Ward visited al-Nusra held areas of eastern Aleppo and Idlib and conformed with the local Sharia dress code by wearing a full black niqab, or niqab, is that what it is? Sorry. So I'm going to put this on the American Liberty Radio podcast page so you guys can check it out on your own. Hey, a little selfish self-promotion here. I'm being, sarcastic. If I can't be sarcastic about myself and all that, then Something's wrong. Hey, if you need any voiceovers done, if you need, you got ads, you got narration, you got all of that, give me a ring, man. Talk to me. Send me email. Let me know, right? And I'll send you an audio clip, you know. You do the same over here, because if you want to be part of the network, you can do that as well. If you have an ad or something that you just want me to hear and you want to voice it yourself, send that over. And you can email it to this network at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. I'm for hire. Hey, you know, I'm your voiceover person that you want to go to. There's a lot of us out there, and a lot of us need work. Okay, I'm just saying. I, for one, you know, am looking to be hired. Okay, so if you want a voiceover person, call me, talk to me, email me, message me. Okay, just that's all you got to do. You know, email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Thank you very much. So anyway, let's go to, I'm at Infowars.com, so let's go to Breitbart right now, because a lot of stuff is being shown at Breitbart. New York Times misleads again on U.S. intel agencies' Russia interference assessment. Let me put this to bed right now. Let me just put this to rest. Let me just shut this down right now, this minute. There is no collusion and was no collusion between Vladimir Putin, the Russian government, getting President Donald Trump into office. Period. End of sentence. Done. Shut the hell up, because you are wrong. Period. Okay? That's it. I'm done with your crap. All you left-wings, you know, left and right-wing people out there are all of the same crazy loony bird. That's what you are. New York Times misleads again on U.S. intel agency's Russia interference assessment. Tel Aviv, the New York Times published an article using an unsupported argument already negated by the CIA's former director John Brennan, as well as a recent extensive Washington Post article, to explain why all 17 of the United States intelligence agencies did not assess charges that Russia interfered in the 2016 presidential election. This, after the Times recently had to issue an editor's note clarifying that the Russian interference conclusion, was drawn by, quote, 4 intelligence agencies, 4, not 17, 4, and not 17. At the time, as the Times and major news agencies worldwide falsely reported. Yeah, they said it was 17. It was only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was it. Ironically, after propagating the falsehood that 17 U.S. intelligence agencies, the Times' latest misleading claim comes in the form of an article last Thursday titled, quote, Trump misleads on Russia meddling, why 17 intelligence agencies don't need to agree, unquote. I think you get it from there, right? The Times was referring to the January 6, 2017 U.S. intelligence community report alleging Russian interference in the presidential race. The report on Russia was the product of only 3 intelligence agencies, the FBI, CIA, and National Security Agency. In its clarification, the Times wrote that the Russian interference conclusion was drawn by 4 intelligence agencies, that's in quotes, including James Clapper's Office of the Director of National Intelligence, which issued the January 6th report, although its conclusions were not included in the report itself. I'm going to put that on American Liberty Radio Podcast. There's more to it, and you guys, can draw your own conclusions on that. But I'm telling you right now, folks, New York Times, Washington Post, blah, 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 they're all... You got a birdcage line? Because that's pretty much what they are now. Okay? That's... I mean, seriously. Okay, so let's see what else here is at Breitbart. Now, You know, I don't like to revel in someone's demise in the media. Oh, hell yeah, I do. I love it. Just to watch these left-wing loony bin occupants of the mainstream propaganda media just totally fail and drop to the ground and go into the pits of hell where they belong. I love it. I love seeing this. I like seeing truth, facts, accuracy, whatever happened to truth in journalism. I took journalism, folks. I have taken journalism. Where is the truth? Where is the fact? There is none in the 2017 mainstream propaganda media. There is no facts. It's all personalities, hoping to get a contract with some, movie studio or something. I don't know. I used to watch CNN. I used to watch HLN. I used to watch Fox. Glenn Beck was on there. I used to watch him. I still listen to him occasionally. I used to watch Fox Business News. I'd watch Megyn Kelly. I'd watch, all them, back then. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. Now it's just totally pointless. I don't even have cable anymore. We just got internet, and that's it. I watch Netflix and Hulu. So, why? Because, anyway. Let me go on from here. Tony Lee over at Breitbart is saying downward spiral. Megyn Kelly hits new viewership low. How low is the floor on Sunday night with Megyn Kelly's ratings? When it comes to Kelly, absence did not make the heart grow fonder. Kelly's show returned from a week off last week and hit another low in the total viewers. Her show could not even get more viewers than a years-old rerun of Dateline that ran the week before during the 4th of July holiday weekend when many television viewers were not even in their homes. Sunday, Kelly's show got a measly 3.21 million total viewers compared to the 3.73 million total viewers the years-old Dateline rerun got the week before. 2 weeks ago, Kelly hit her previous low of 3.41 million total viewers. Again, reruns of 60 Minutes and America's Funniest Home Videos beat her show. In the 18 to 49 demo, the year, 18 years of age to 49 years of age demographic, Kelly, 0.4 rating, still could not beat out the years-old rerun of Dateline that ran the week before, 0.5 rating. Variety, relying just on the 18 to 49 demo numbers, spun Kelly's terrible ratings by saying it was the first, quote, first time since the new news show premiered on June 4th that it has not declined in the ratings week to week. Kelly originally opened to a 0.8 in a key demo and dropped to 0.6, 0.5, 0.4 rating in subsequent weeks, unquote. That's like patting Kelly on the head for actually making contact and grounding out with a swinging bunt instead of whiffing 3 straight times. It's like, there you go. You're good. That's Breitbart, folks. So I'm going to put that on the... I just read you the whole thing, so if you want to read it and click on the links and draw your own conclusion on it, that's fine. I just read you the whole article. It's not that long. So, anyway. Some of these people, I'm serious. Some of these people have this idea. Some of these left-wing loonies have this idea that what they say is actually true and that people are going to believe them. Yeah, so, where on God's green earth are you going to have some left-wing loony, who is totally rooted and grounded in Saul Alinsky's philosophies, ever going to say anything that's going to be true and accurate? You know what I'm saying? It's just... Oh, God. Russia to continue cooperation with U.S. on de-escalation zones in Syria, Lavrov said. This is at RT.com. So that's good. We've got some good stuff there, right? This is 10th of July, 2017. So I'm going to put this on the American Liberty Radio podcast. Let me go. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. Yes. Some of this just ain't working. You know what I'm telling you? I want to draw your attention to the fact that most alternative and independent media sources are correct. Most of them. And there are some who, yeah, they're just shilling for the New World Order. And I say that because I want to bring this up. Now, I was at one time very much interested in having Bitcoin be one of the ways that you can contribute to American Liberty Radio Network. When I began to do some research in that, and after I heard that the federal government and other governments around the world stole about over $150 million worth of Bitcoin out of the exchanges, yeah, that's when I knew that the government did not want anyone to be independent. I mean, this is several years ago. You can go back and check it out. Bitcoin confiscated by feds. I mean, look that up on startpage.com. But yeah, I mean, I don't even have any faith at all in any of the, alternative currency, cryptocurrency out there anymore. I don't, because the feds will come along and steal everything that you make. And that's my point. I don't care if you're in your garage making the best oak tables around looking very artistic and everything. No, they're going to come along and say, you don't have a business license? Yeah, you do. And there it is. Here it is. And, oh, and you don't have this. And, oh, you need regulations because you have this and you're working out of your own home and your own garage and all this. And you need to be. The government is going to shut you down they're going to over-regulate you to the point of shutting you down, where you cannot even move without, getting fined for stepping on some sort of endangered bug in your garage. The government is there to steal, to kill, to destroy, to ruin, to massively, engage in, when it comes to media, disinformation. They're going to push the agenda to the fullest extent that they can, that they're possible. Independent media is the way to go, folks. We're not the mainstream. We never have been the mainstream. We're independent. We're alternative to the bullcrap that's out there in the mainstream propaganda media. We tell you the truth. We tell you the facts. We give you what's up. We don't know everything. I speak for myself. I don't speak for anybody else. I don't know everything. I just read you that whole article right there. That's it. That's all that. Go to American Liberty Radio Podcast. You'll see it. It's right there. Okay? So I'm not giving you anything other than what I see. Now, I do research and I do listen and I do watch, for posts on Facebook and people like that sharing with me some of the things that they know, which, of course, you can do the same thing. But the alternative and independent media is the way to go. On every level, from radio with Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz, they're completely independent. American Liberty Radio Network, completely independent. That's why I'm not signing up for iHeartRadio. Screw them. iTunes, I'll go to iTunes because you get, there's a lot going on there as well. But my whole point in this, and as I'm leaving you today, I will say this. Stop believing everyone in the mainstream propaganda media. Period. End of sentence. Done. Stop it. Stop it. They're idiots. All of them are. I don't care what you think about them. I'm telling you from my point of view, they're idiots. You know what? I'm going to go into overdrive. I'm going to spend another few minutes with you. I don't know how long, maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't know. So I'm going to go to break. I'll be right back. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com, the independent station for you.
The world is under siege. The globalists want more from the people and they will stop at nothing to get it. Between starting wars and demolishing nations, they will destroy most of the industrialization of the world and enslave the masses to do their bidding. It is now time to stand and defend the basic principles of freedom, of liberty, and bring peace and security to our lives.
is now time for all of humanity to take notice. The globalists are systematically destroying everything in their path to achieve their domination over everyone and every country. Our personal freedoms are at stake, and the game they're playing is only going to end when they destroy over 90% of the world's population.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So this is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
The Truth Experience. thetruthexperience.weebly.com. On American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.com.
What happened in Dallas, Texas is a tragedy. What happened after it and what the government is doing is treasonous. The citizens of the United States of America need to band together, put aside their differences and work together to stop the tyrannical government from taking over. The vast majority of the people know that what happened was a false flag perpetrated by our own government. Did people lose their lives? Yes. It is only collateral damage to the elites who planned and implemented this situation as well as other events across the nations. Their plan is to ban and confiscate weapons from the general citizenry of the United States of America, as we the people stand by and watch our country, our homes, be destroyed. The elites are buying and building underground bunkers and other secure compounds around the world. Many elites have bought property in Belize, New Zealand, parts of Europe and various parts of the U.S. It will be the people of the United States of America who will rise up and defend this country, their country, from the onslaught of the tyrannical political principles that are currently the basis for this fascist regime. It is the people that will stand and defend the Constitution of the United States of America from domestic enemies that have engaged in crimes against the citizens of the United States of America and have participated with others to suppress any uprising not only within our own borders but in other countries as well. We the people have the power, for we are America.
Sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Hey folks, welcome back. This is American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. We're still working on the main website. We want to make it tops for you, man. We want to make that website rock for all of you. So that's why we're taking time and we're putting things together, laying it out. Like I'm working with anyone. I keep saying we, but, you can help me as well if you'd like. It's just me. I keep looking at the website going, what can I change? Where can I put this? Whatever. So, you want to volunteer your services as a webmaster? Let me know. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. Yes. Here's the lies of CNN. Kit Daniels, Infowars.com. CNN claims G20 protest was peaceful. That's in quotes. CNN is very fake news. CNN claimed peaceful activists demonstrated at the G20 summit and downplayed the violent riots reported by every other news agency. I was going to say organization, but quote, an eclectic and international mix of demonstrators peacefully tramped through the streets of Hamburg on Saturday, a show of anti-capitalist muscle in earshot of the world's top leaders who were finishing up at the G20 summit, unquote. The fake news outlet reported, quote, up to 50,000 people turned out, police in the northern German city estimated, unquote. CNN didn't mention the civil unrest that dominated the protest until the 12th paragraph of the article, despite Hamburg looking like a bombed-out city of World War II. But the rest of the mainstream media did report on Saturday's violence, which CNN glossed over. Even RT, a Kremlin-run media outlet, reported the protests were more accurately than CNN. The Kremlin-run RT.com accurately noted what was going on. CNN's deceptive article underscores how the network LARPs as objective journalism while misleading viewers with propaganda designed to steer the public towards quote-unquote spectator democracy. The arrogant elites believe the public is too stupid to run things on their own, so they use establishment media like CNN to turn people into mere bystanders in society with political opinions sculpted by corporate media, so they never learn to question authority. There's a lot that I didn't say in that. There's a lot of quotes in there and all that, so I'm going to put that on American Liberty Radio Podcast for you guys to take a look at. In other words, CNN lied through their teeth. That's the gist of the whole article. CNN lied through their teeth. Again, still, as they do all the time. I don't really give a crap what people say. Oh, CNN is credible. No, you're a freaking idiot. You're not seeing it. And here's validation to everything I'm saying about liberals. Townhall.com, I believe that's what it is. Townhall.com, yes. Slitcher, S-C-H-L-I-C-H-T-E-R, is that Slitcher or something? Liberals can't deal with a president who takes America's side. Trump loves the United States and acts like it. I think we all know this. I think we all know the fact that he loves America, okay? I'm just saying. The writer here at Town Hall says, let me throw down this marker. The West is superior to the rest of the world in every significant way, and we should aggressively back our allies over our enemies, and the guiding principle of our foreign policy should always be America's interests. No apologies, no equivocation, no doubt. Where are your questions? This is what townhall.com is writing. And I want to know too. We have to stand up for America. We have to stand up for the principles that we have for peace, freedom, liberty, and security. We have to stand up to the rule of law of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Period. End of sentence. Everybody else, pack your shit, get the hell out of the country. Don't want to see you. Don't even want you here. Pardon my French, but that's just the way it is. We don't. I mean, you see how frustrating it is dealing with these freaking stupid people that absolutely don't know anything, at all. And I say that, I'm going to tell you this. You know how frustrating it is to watch people being questioned by Mark Dice on the streets and have these people have absolutely no idea what the 4th of July even stands for? Do you know how frustrating that is? Not to just go down to Venice Beach in California and find these people face to face and just punch them in the throat. Do you know how frustrating it is? I'm telling you, it's here's the stupidity again in Europe. Oh my goodness. Self-proclaimed God King Macron gives his first edict. Ban gas and diesel engines. France aims to get rid of gas and diesel vehicles. Macron summoned the French Parliament to the symbol of the French monarchy after ignoring Bastille Day and threatened lawmakers if they attempted to overrule his quote-unquote reforms. apparently suffering from a God complex. The Rothschild banker, handpicked by the elite, has in recent days compared himself to Jupiter and told journalists his thoughts are too complex for them to understand. Today, he gave his first commandment as God. All diesel and gasoline engines will be banned, apparently to teach Trump a lesson for getting out of the Paris Climate Agreement. Never mind that only 1% of the French people voluntarily choose electric cars. That's the whole article, folks. I'm going to put that up there. You guys can read it to your, pleasure if you want, at your leisure. So there you go. The delusional act of a French president. Hey, somebody can write an article to that and send it to me. The delusional act of the French president. Send that to me. Or if you want it, put it up on your blogs and send that link to me. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. I just... oh, my God. Anders Hagstrom over at Daily Caller. Ohio poised to allow concealed carry in gun-free zones would represent a far greater expansion of concealed carry permits. Ohio may become the first state to allow concealed carry permit holders to wear firearms into gun-free zones if the state Senate approves the legislation following summer recess. While Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Florida have considered allowing residents to carry in courthouses within the last year, Ohio's HB 233, passed by the House Thursday, would represent a far greater expansion of concealed carry permits, the Wall Street Journal reported. While permit holders could be forced to leave gun-free zones under the law, they would not be committing a crime simply by entering the premises while armed. Finally. That's a backdoor way of getting rid of gun-free zones. I'm telling you that right now. Just put two and two together, folks. We don't need gun-free zones. It's just open season for criminals. Okay? It is. It's just complete open season for criminals. When they do, gun-free zones are nothing but, they're bad. They're wrong. Okay, period. They're just completely and utterly wrong. And that's it. I don't. Unfortunately, within the city of Billings and within the county of Yellowstone where I'm at, it's an open carry state, but you still have to have a concealed carry permit if you want to carry concealed. You can wear it out if you want, as long as the law enforcement sees it from 3 different directions, front, back, and side. We can do that. You just can't go into schools or courthouses or federal buildings or DMV or, places like that. You just, common sense would tell you no. Common sense that people have. Carrying a gun, having a weapon. You don't walk into a federal building with a damn gun. It's just stupid. Just common sense tells you that. So, but anyway. If I wanted to, carry concealed, I would have to get a concealed carry permit. Now, the Second Amendment guarantees my right to keep and bear arms, and that was verified when I lived in Reno, and I called the Reno Police Department and asked them some questions about concealed carry. And they verified that, yes, the Second Amendment allows me to carry openly. It was like, okay. So, but of course you got common sense to deal with, and that is, you got people walking around, you're going, he's got a gun. Duh. Of course I do. I've never worn it out. I'm telling you that. I've never worn my weapon out. I have one, but I've never worn it, in public. So just to let you know, but I am able to, the everything is there for me to do so. I am protected by the law and the Second Amendment to do so, yes. But if I wanted to carry conceal, I would have to get a permit for that. Why? Criminals don't have, these gang members don't have, or any criminal, they don't have a concealed carry permit when they hide their little tiny 38 snub or whatever they carry in the back of their pants with their shirt over it. They don't have a concealed carry permit, do they? You see videos all the time on YouTube about people, these gang members going into the stores and getting shot by the store owners because they got a gun. They're going to shoot the intruder. You hear parents in homes, who their homes get broke into. The parents just sit there and start, and they shoot the damn criminal breaking into the house. Well, good. Dumbasses don't need to be in the house. I didn't invite you. Get the hell out. Oh, So anyway, yeah. So why do we need gun-free zones? We don't. We don't need them. Hello, get rid of them. Throw them out. Well, because people don't operate under common sense. Well, boy, golly Bob, howdy Vern, there you go. You know exactly why we need rules and regulations, because stupid people don't have common sense. Okay? I said stupid people. Yes, there are stupid people out there, and you know them just as well as I do. But I digress. Okay? You're fired. Trump's VA terminates 500 and suspends 200 for misconduct. Yes. About damn time. Luke Rosiak, Daily Caller, 10th of July, 2017. 548 Department of Veterans Affairs employees have been terminated since President Trump took office, indicating that his campaign pledge to clean up, quote, probably the most incompetently run agency in the United States, unquote, by relentlessly putting his TV catchphrase, "You're fired," into action was more than just empty rhetoric. Another 200 VA workers were suspended and 33 demoted, according to data newly published by the department as part of a VA Secretary David Shulkin's commitment to greater transparency. Those disciplined include 22 senior leaders, more than 70 nurses, 14 police officers, and 25 physicians. Also disciplined were a program analyst dealing with the Government Accountability Office, which audits the department, a public affairs specialist, a chief of police, and a chief of surgery. So many housekeeping aides and food service workers, low-level jobs in which department has employed felons and convicted sex offenders were also fired. There you go. I'm putting that on the American Liberty Radio podcast page on Facebook. Maybe our vets will get decent service now. There you go. I'm at the point now, folks, where I want to tell you continue to tell you the truth and the facts and get the real issues out there for you to look at and understand. I'm at that point now. Because you see the people in the loony bins over there in Washington, D.C., and, I'm talking figuratively, not in the actual insane asylums. But these politicians on the Democratic, Socialist, Republican, Fascist side, the Progressive Party, are the dumbest people on the face of the planet. Okay, I'm just telling you, they're stupid. They have absolutely no idea how to do anything that would support peace, freedom, liberty, and security in America. They don't. They want to destroy everything and put everything in a hole, and then tell the independent media and the alternative news organizations that you don't have, we don't have anything for you. You're going away. We're going to put you. In other words, the Progressive Party wants to ruin the United States of America, wants to slap the founding fathers in the face. I don't give a crap what you think about the founding fathers, and you say that George Washington was a 33rd degree Mason and all this, that, and the other thing, and blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Is America, does the United States of America have faults? Yes. Can you not see that? That's too obvious. Is the Constitution of the United States of America, the Bill of Rights, perfect in any way? No. It's the people that operate under the laws of the Constitution that are flawed, not the document itself. So we do have the freedom of speech. We do have the right to bear arms. We do have the right to protection of our property. We do have a right not to incriminate ourselves. But see, the morons in the Progressive Party will twist and spin and throw and manipulate everything to the point where we have no way of ever getting out of their spin machine called the mainstream propaganda media. They will do everything they can to manipulate words for us to not react in such a way to where we're going to incriminate ourselves. In other words, let me just sum it up like this. I know that's confusing. I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let me sum it up for you. The Progressive Party has learned how to use neuro-linguistic language, neuro-linguistic processing in their words, in their documents, in their news media, neuro-linguistic programming within their mainstream propaganda media to manipulate us into believing that whatever we do is against the law, and they're trying to get us to believe that whatever we do is wrong. Neuro-linguistic programming, go look it up. It was used by the CIA and the military many years ago, and it still is being used because most of your CIA, former military intelligence are now working for the mainstream propaganda media. I know that's a lot to take in. I know I said that really fast. You're probably going, can you slow down? You're screwed. I'll just say that. Neuro-linguistic programming has manipulated you to think their way. Is that simple enough for you? There you go. They want you to believe that you don't have a thought all your own and that you can create a better future for yourself. They want to be your sugar daddy. They want to be your sugar mama. They want to bring about a ruined society without you in it. The Progressive Party, working with the elites of the New World Order, want to ruin the United States of America for their benefit and to enslave you to do their bidding. If I broke it down, I can break it down simpler than that if you'd like. Working past 70, Americans can't seem to retire. U.S. seniors are employed at the highest rates in 55 years. Bloomberg is reporting this, 10th of July, 2017. More and more Americans are spending their golden years on the job. Almost 19% of people 65 or older were working at least part-time in the second quarter of 2017, according to the U.S. Jobs Report released on Friday. The age group's employment to population ratio hasn't been higher in 55 years. Before American retirees won better health care and Social Security benefits starting in the late 1960s. The trend looks likely to continue. Millennials, prepare yourselves. Millennials, prepare yourselves. That's what this article is saying. By the way, it's by Bloomberg. Better yet, consider this, millennials. So you have a choice in the matter when your time comes. Certainly, baby boomers are increasingly ignoring the traditional retirement at age 65. Last quarter, 32% of Americans 65 to 69 were employed. Even past age 70, a growing number of seniors are declining to or unable to retire. Last quarter, 19%. 19%, let that sink in, of 70 to 74-year-olds were working up to 11% in 1994. Up from 11%. Not 19% of people 70 to 74 are working, and that's up 11% since 1994. So you're telling me only 8% of the population of 70 to 74-year-olds in 1994 were working. Says read more, so I'm going to put this on American Liberty Radio podcast. So anyway, you will not be able to retire. I told my mother that when Reagan was president. I said, Mom, I won't see a retirement at 65 or 62, whatever it was back then. I told her it won't be possible, Mom. She goes, well, no, they owe it to you. No, they don't owe you crap, Mom. That's what I told her when Reagan was president. I remember 1980, well, he was 80 to 88, but about 1983, 84, I told my mom, I'm not going to be able to retire. And there you go. There's proof right there. There's proof right there. My mother told me once that if she could, she'd go back to work, but she didn't. And this was 94, 95, around that same time. My mom has since passed on to her next life, but her next life experience. So is my dad. But you cannot, in America right now, the greatest nation in the world, you cannot retire. There is no retirement for people 65 and older in the United States of America. No retirement whatsoever, period. In Montana right now, they're looking at legislation that will cut Medicaid, that will cut social services, that will cut over $3 million, upwards to $12 million of state-funded Medicaid and other social programs for people. In other words, you got a part-time job, you better stay there. You got a full-time job, you better stay there because you're not going to be able to retire. Or, better yet, go out and create your own business. But then you're going to get overregulated and shut down. So, do you see where the progressive movement and the Progressive Party wants to take you? Remember the phrase, I think it was in the Clinton administration, cradle to grave? Remember that? Yeah. That's what they want to do, folks. That's what they want to do. There's no retiring at all. What are you retiring from anyway? It's like the word tire. You're going to retire? Well, you retread your whole life? You know what I mean? You're going to retread your own. You're not going to be able to retire, folks, is my point. You're not going to be able to retire in America, ever. Oh, but illegal immigrants come over here and get everything under the sun. And we're supporting, terrorist groups. Hello. So, yeah, you're not going to be able to retire. No, we need to get rid of Washington, D.C. We just need to cut it off, drop it in the Atlantic, and say enough. Each state has to decide for themselves what they want to do. And Texas, for many years, has been talking about secession. I hope so. California, same thing. They're trying to create a new state between Oregon and California called Jefferson. So, I hope it works out. Seriously. Folks, it's one of those days. It's the 10th of July, 2017. This is American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. American Liberty Radio Network, sharing the truth one fact at a time.